Lycoris Recoil has a lot of fan service. In fact, you might consider almost everything about this anime fan service, because it probably wouldn't exist at all if animator Shingo Adachi hadn't been asked to become the director of a project that started out much darker than what he helped carefully mold into an anime that would not only be exciting to watch, but one that also tries to make you laugh, at least once every 5 minutes. The premise is cute girls doing psychopath things, where the common hangout for its cast is a discreet government-owned cafe, and at its core, intense and amusing characters brought to life through excellent voice acting performances. Combine that with some familiar anime tropes, and it all works to instantly make this an impactful experience. Lycoris Recoil was Adachi's first time directing, so this was a chance to try out a few things he'd been interested in for the past 20 plus years or so. That might be why this anime is so dense with an unexpected variety of fan service. It's just classy about the more obvious parts. After he came onto the project, Adachi paid careful attention to what was initially an unrefined plot with a basic outline of character ideas, eventually helping this anime to achieve its final form through a transformation focused on what seemed most appealing to the audience. Also, to be able to show what they created on TV, since the first version of the plot might have been a no-go. It was apparently that dark. But the goal was to make more than just gun nerds watch this show, and I think they more than nailed that one. The result? A blend of the best aspects of anime as a medium into a fusion of over-the-top action plus cafe slice of life that make Lycoris Recoil an anime original able to appeal to almost anyone. Chisato is the magnetic personality at the center of everyone's lives. That's her favorite part of each day, not killing people. She enjoys a lot of things, but would prefer hanging out instead of turning other people into corpses. Okay, you might not like what I'm about to say, but this anime is a definite case of sub over dub, because Chika Anzai is Chisato. When director Adachi first heard her demo tape for the role, it felt like her performance already embodied everything in his mind about Chisato's character, and it's still her most popular role as of publishing this video. Aside from using blood mist red, sparkle dust infused blanks to humiliate anyone who gets on her bad side, Chisato's other talent is mostly dodging the consequences of her actions, but usually just bullets. Inversely, and perhaps ironic for having the special ability to predict object pathing, she's kind of a poor shot. Those bullets that aren't real bullets kind of suck at staying on target. On the bright side, staying alive ensures Chisato will forcibly make you her friend after she bandages you up and gives you supplement advice. Understandable. We're still in Japan. Keep the peace, don't make a scene. Proper social etiquette is paramount. Bang bang, it's Takina, the other main character. She has two fetishes in life, religiously following the rules and doing whatever the hell she wants when that gets too annoying. She also recently got demoted down to cafe duty. Takina, however, fully accepts her role in life as a high school-aged assassin and eagerly wishes to be reinstated back at HQ. But what she expects to experience from working at Cafe Rico and what tends to happen because of its unorthodox mission assignments is where a lot of the magic in this anime blossoms.
何ですか?
The opposites attract dynamic here is both obvious and endearing. Meeting Chisato is her opportunity to improve and grow, or so Takina hopes. Bolt onto that a carefully crafted side cast of Kurumi, the small and dangerously competent genius hacker, Mizuki, an often drunk but still holding on to her 20s comic relief girl voiced by none other than Ami Koshimizu, you might be familiar with her. And supermarket brand Makishima for the antagonist. You thought I was joking about the psychopath thing. No, that part comes after. The strength of this anime wasn't supposed to be the story, or the animation, even though both more than work. Don't take the rules of this world as seriously as Takina thinks they are, and it's almost impossible not to enjoy watching it, because nothing close to reality is required here.
これなら絶対わかんない.
To me, Lycoris Recoil feels like it was crafted for a target audience of people who've seen at least 25 anime, and anyone looking for something that will genuinely cause you to smile while watching it. But the tiny details are what weaves all that information together and makes this anime really shine. Mizuki's character mostly seems to have come about from Ami Koshimizu's ad-libs and ideas, which Kurumi's VA, Misaki Kuno, credited as helping her to more fully embody her own role. Even the story writer, Asaura, credits Adachi for the evolution of not only Chisato's character, but also for fleshing out the DA as an official government-sanctioned organization. Adachi's influence appears to have basically saved this anime from being a dark and seemingly basic buddy cop story where Fuki was originally the main character. Crazy, right? That makes a lot of sense after learning how chaotically massaged and carefully reworked everything about the characters and plot were throughout the production. Lycoris Recoil also happens to live right in the middle of a wild idea I have about the viewing life of most anime fans, that you either die watching shonen or live long enough to see yourself start enjoying slice of life.
美味しい？美味しいです。はい、美味しい！
This section will have some light spoilers for Lycoris Recoil and Psycho-Pass. Imagine the Sybil system, but disguised. That's kind of how I think about the DA in this anime. Look, everything I say next isn't going to perfectly match up one-to-one. I'm having some fun here, but if you've seen Psycho-Pass, tell me this doesn't pretty much work. Just maybe in an opposite way. First off, instead of having wrong think predicting mind scanners, along with the overbearing pressure to conform and maintain a healthy mental state at all times, like we see from the Sybil system, Lycoris Recoil inverts that idea by hiding the mass surveillance part of things from the public. Crimes still happen, they just get swept under the rug and covered up so people won't know about it. Then we have the character parallels. Chisato and Kogami. Now, hold on, I know you probably think this is an insane line to draw, but let's analyze a few things. Both these characters have a particular defining quality to them, an agent who was too good, but had to be reassigned for personality reasons. Chisato and Kogami are both problem children for their respective systems, too capable to discard, yet unyielding in their own ways of living and thinking about the world. These characters already know who they are and aren't subjected to the same kind of character growth as their protagonist counterparts, which leads into Takina and Akane. I know, you're gonna say, I can't just draw a line between two characters both trying to cover up their incredibly large foreheads, but hear me out. These characters are essentially both of their system's ideal agent, someone who almost unquestioningly adheres to the rules and seeks to act in the benefit of both their clients and agency. Takina and Akane stand together for me as well, partly due to their unwavering determination and resilience amidst any kind of setback. And of course, what I teased earlier, and probably the only one of these that makes sense on the surface, Majima and Makishima. Let's be real, both are extremely ideological villains with way too much competence in everything. Intelligence, charisma, and especially the ability to fight. And both parallels work in the same way, where the character and their counterpart understand each other better than anyone else, yet are polar opposites. That said, the more interesting part is how they're each kind of doing things for, at a philosophical level at least, the right reasons. Like I said, I don't expect any of these were intentional. Just call this a shameless parallel. Lycoris Recoil is not a perfect anime, but I think a lot of potential criticism can boil down to one word: fanservice. You knew it was coming. And why calling this anime pure fanservice isn't just correct, but also explains why it works so well. Because the anime is the source material, there's no option to just say, read the manga for more details, play the game, etc., to fill in any gaps that the production may have focused less on. It's like the classic choose two example: quality, money, time. I think the team chose to spend their efforts not just on what would be perceived as high quality to the average viewer, but on what would endure in its appeal for people who end up becoming dedicated fans. The immediate bond and playful dynamic between Chisato and Takina, side characters who are entertaining while still critical to the plot, and of course, the goal of almost constantly putting a smile on the face of the audience. Watching everything play out, it's more than clear how much effort went into conveying the emotions and moments most critical to the core of Lycoris Recoil. It seems obvious to me all of this would never have come about as it had if it wasn't for director Adachi's extensive prior experience in the trenches of creating anime, as well as the generous combination of instructing his staff to produce what they thought would fit best with the work, while giving them essentially creative freedom with few actual requirements. And finally, Adachi's attention to detail and taking the initiative to focus on reworking everything from the story, character concepts, and even bits and pieces of dialogue in order to have all the elements of Lycoris Recoil appeal as a cohesive work to fans of anime broadly. Just a lucky opportunity, created with the best type of fan service in mind, resulting in the kind of anime that doesn't usually get a chance to exist. Give this one a watch if you haven't yet. And if this video gave you a better understanding or appreciation for Lycoris Recoil, leave a comment or subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.